Education is key to success. We haven't taught up anything. Each one have to teach one. Must bomb inside the one. We haven't taught us. Each one got to teach one. Let's learn from one another. Let's go.
Hello, I'm Khalil Osiris. Welcome to Each One Teach One. Today we're revisiting two families whose relationships were in crisis when we first met them. Kim and Samantha faced the challenge of finding shared values in a gay parent, straight child relationship that was also impacted by years of separation. But first we return to Kwa-Thema, where Lesedi was squandering his potential and his family's affection, trying to gain popularity and approval in his local skhotane game. This led to creating heartache and discipline problems at home and a host of other challenges.
Mina nguLesedi hlala la Springs. Scheme sethu sosibiza ama-XMP. XMP means that extremely money plus. Thina besicabanga ukuthi mhlambe singaduma lana eThema. They know ukuthi hayi this guy unemali. Wenza ugqoka kahle. Uma kuzebona endaweni, indawo yabonakala ukuthi hayi manje sekufike vele ikhothane zamampela. Imali besihlanganisa all in all, like from January to September, makanje trip should be kuyibo ma 12,000 ihlangane vele 12,000 to 15,000 ihlangane. Then leyo mali mayiphuma sibhadala Kwa-Thema mhlambe uma 2,500 or 3,000 simnike. Then the rest imali siyithatha sispend sithenga amalitramela ngapha sithenga utshwala, like within 24 hours ibe seyiphelile.
For the past 4 years, I went through a rough journey with Lesedi. Really, it was difficult for me. I even asked God, why did you give me a child that will give me stress? Lesedi was raised by a single mommy, and I will say the granny, it's like a father to Lesedi.
Khule soft. Bangikhule njengecanda vele ngasho ukuthi bangiphatha njengecanda ukuthi hayi lo mntana firstborn yami asifuna wele phansi.
Whenever he mix with this young generation of her same age, Lesedi suddenly start doing all these ugly things that I really can't even say it, guys. Really, it's hurting me.
Lezi zinto engizenzayo zikwatisa umama. Rangiyenza ukuthi kujabule abangani. Ufeel like hayi umntana makangimameli yena, like mangimtshela ukuthi ngo6 o'clock ngo7 o'clock ngifuna ejardini yena uyawujumpa umthetho wami ngena ngo8 ngo9.
Whenever you say something to a kid, you expect him to do it. I remember when Lesedi comes, when he knocks about 10 o'clock, I'll chase Lesedi away and say, go and sleep at the street because you prefer people from the street unlike pleasing me.
Mama mi uke wangibophisa vele for like ngathi like endlini ngathi 300. Thatha abangani bami sihamba, so like sachasha imoto sahamba sibile sibizisula nje indawo sithenga utshwala kubhenye insango. Ngispende like 3 days ngisedanotha lapha awuboni nix, you only like udla ngesikhathi sabo makufuna bona, and lapha mawulele like anyone angakushaya or akwenzeni bona bazingeni. Wena ngisho phakathi bona bazingeni, doesn't matter ukuthi kuyenzakalani phakathi. Ngathi mangiphuma I started realizing ukuthi yazini ukujabulisa abangani doesn't pay. Ngibonile ukuthi like the life engiphilayo akusi like life.
My name is Kim. I'm a 43-year-old lesbian. I realised at the age of 12 that I was gay, but only came out to my family when I was 21. When Samantha was born, it was confusing as my mom tried to step in and try and teach me what it's like to be a parent. So I only spent about 3 weeks or a month with my parents, and then I moved back to Pretoria, where Samantha and I stayed together in a flat. By the time Samantha was nearly 3, things were very difficult financially. A week after Sam's 3rd birthday, I decided to put her into a place of safety so that she would have a better chance of life and I would have a chance to get her back on my feet. I did not realise it would take me 12 years to get back onto my feet.
I was moved into 18 different places. All the social workers used to tell me, yeah, your mother didn't want you. People used to ask me, oh, so how, do you know your mother? I'm like, no, my mother's a gay druggie, because they told me she was on drugs.
I fought from 2006 to try and get Samantha back. When she turned 15, I asked permission to go through to Pretoria to go and visit her. And it was the first time I'd seen her in 10 years.
In my mind, I thought, okay, fine. Sure, why out of the blue would she want to come visit me now? Does she want money? Does she want something? Is it just some way of someone trying to come tell me that she's passed away? When I saw my mother, I looked at her and I thought, okay, how can they say this is my mother? I don't even look like her. At first, she tried to be my friend, which I thought, okay, fine, maybe this is a good thing. I think that I started maybe taking it a bit too far, and then one thing led to another. We started fighting.
There was no reconstructive family bonds. There was no social worker checking up that things were working out. Things just got gradually worse between Samantha and I.
Last year, October, my mother and I actually got physical with each other. So I ended up moving in with my cousin.
It was about 10 days later that my niece threw Samantha out of her home. And I said to Samantha, well, you come home.
Lesedi and Samantha may have very different stories, but they do have a number of shared learnings stemming from their engaging openly and honestly in their communication with their families. Let's take a closer look at those moments of clarity that put them on a new journey through life. First of all, I just want to thank you, Lydia and Lesedi. Kim and Samantha, it's good now to be here to talk a little bit about how both of you have been able to rebuild your lives. How's things going between the two of you?
I want to achieve, and I want my mother to be proud of me, because like I've made my mother cross so many times.
What are some things that you think you can do differently, that you would be willing to do differently?
I don't think I would ever change. I'm happy with my sexuality.
I'm willing to change, because from today, this steps I'm so kala ukuthi change. This steps I'm so kala so ukuthi change.
It's not something that anyone could get used to just like that. It's something that I basically have to deal with.
And Kim, I know this is a very, very painful moment for you. You've done an incredible job in the face of crushing circumstances.
I've tried my best to be the best mother I could be.
It's like I'm a useless mommy That's what I feel of being Lesedi's mommy. The way Lesedi was disappointing me, it's hurting me. I feel like crying even now, but because I need to be a strong mother I used to be, really I need to face it.
Like Lesedi, I was one of those boys who had a family that was very supportive. But at 17, I committed a robbery and went to prison, leaving two sons without a father who didn't deserve it. The shame, the sense of failure, how I could ever apologize and rebuild the relationship that I basically threw away. I want you to see before you make the ugly mistakes I have made that the people you hurt most are the ones who love you most. Well, what we want you to know is that the work you have done to heal the relationship is all the forgiveness that will ever be needed. The fact that you went back and today, the two of you are sitting here as an expression of the love that was always there.
Mama, I'm really sorry. But now I'm willing to change my life, to become a better person. Now I'm born, mom. You must be proud of me.
Do you love your mother?
Obviously, no, there's no doubt to that.
With Each One Teach One, we have a tradition at the end of each show. We give a lamp. It's a solar lamp. And I want you to share this light. I want you to share your life story. Your story definitely stands out to me as one of the most exceptional cases of a young person deciding to be their best in the face of all kinds of challenges. And there's a lot of young people who can benefit from the life that you've lived. If there was a young person watching this today who maybe has a similar situation as you, what advice, Samantha, would you share with that young person?
Well, firstly, I'll tell them just to be strong. Life's not as bad as it seems at the moment. I understand that it's difficult for them, but one way or another, they'll find their way of moving forward.
Lesedi, do you feel that you can change? Yes. In this work that we do, we always say, we cannot do it for you. We can work with you, but we cannot do it for you. It's important for you to understand that the heavy lifting, the hardest part, must be done by you, for you.
Let's learn from one another. Let's go.
Welcome back as we revisit some of our earlier Each One Teach One interviews. We want to see how they've helped our guests move forward with their lives since we last met them.
Since the last time you were here, a lot has changed. My mom and I barely saw eye to eye, like, if you can say 6-7 months ago.
Samantha was pretty much homophobic.
I was taught that being gay is a sin. So it was difficult for me to accept that my mother's a lesbian.
We used to fight a lot because I don't think she understood my lifestyle. And now as far as I can fathom from her behavior. She's more accepting to my lifestyle.
This morning when I finished writing, as I walked out, a grade 8 boy came to me and asked me, were you the girl that was on the show? I said yes. So he says to me, is your mother really a lesbian? So I said to him, yeah. Do you have a problem with it? He says, no, I was just wondering because I've got 2 gay dads. I'm like, okay, so now what do you want to ask? So he says to me, can it really be that easy having a gay parent? I said to him, you can make it as easy as you want it to be.
She's matured a lot since the show. I think she's realized that there's all types of people in the world. She's now got a better idea and a better understanding, as well as a more mature outlook on things.
I've decided to go for counseling just to see maybe if I can just get rid of a bit of the anger that I've had from things that had happened to me in the past. It was difficult for me to live in different places.
My ex-partner was extremely antagonistic towards Samantha.
To me, it felt like the ex was more important than me.
So there was a lot of anger and resentment from her side.
Well, I've been for 3 sessions and it's helped me a lot. It feels like there's like something off my, like this baggage off my shoulders.
I have seen an enormous amount of positivity coming out of it. I'd say even after the first session, when she came home, I had a different child come home, and it makes me very happy.
I've been told by my mom and everybody that comes to visit, they say that they can see there's a big change in my attitude towards everyone. I'm actually able to communicate properly with people.
The thing is, if you can't communicate, there's no way to understand the other person's point of view.
I'm able to tell my mom anything and everything, where a few months ago she wouldn't even listen to what I had to say.
We've become so much closer when there's problems that arise in either the home or between us. We actually manage to sit down like adults and sort it out without there being really nastiness.
We make sure that we understand who's right and who's wrong in certain aspects in a situation.
I've apologized to her when I'm wrong. And for a mother of nearly 44 to apologize to an 18-year-old is a big thing. Adults generally don't apologize to kids.
All these changes that I've been going through in the last few months has actually made my school life a lot easier. I don't feel like everyone is bullying me or everyone's trying to work on my nerves. I'm just a normal teenager trying to finish her matric.
I think any parent's true dream is to have an amazing relationship with their child. And I now have that with Samantha. People aren't meant to go through things alone. They need to have somebody in their corner. And even if you're only a WhatsApp away or a phone call away, at least there's somebody out there that says, hey, how are you doing? How are you coping with today?
I think these things will change step by step. You know, like before, each one those are like a relationship with my mom, like person has one, person understand and like we see as argue.
Ayikho into bongamtshela yona lesikhatha iskhotane uLesedi ngoba whatever uzomtshela yona umbonisa ukuthi u wrong naye beka raise voice alwa back.
Ngalesikhathi bengisikhothane so bengafocus into zesikolo bengibheke like ngifocus into ezinye nje eziphuma endleleni namantombazana nanani
sijama pankasi sibizane manje siye esikoleni namhlanje size ekhaya.
What I'm willing to do, I'm willing to study, work hard, find a job, and most of all learn how to stand on my own feet.
Uye watshintsha kancane, lo wangachintshanga kakhulu. Engiyithanda ngaye ukuthi uye wahlonipha isikolo.
Khona manje ngiyafunda Rosebank College ngenza i-information technology. So manje ngizograduate.
Njengoba uLesedi aye wazinikela esikolweni, ngiproud ngaye.
I-relationship yami nomama like manje ne singcono like siyazama ukunderstandana nakhona ngiyakhona ukubekezela makathi okay into ngizithola ngelandela nje.
Lesikhathi uLesedi ayiskhotane bekungasimnandi la ekhaya ne ngoba uLesedi whatever i-laptop bekungamelanga ihlale careless, amafoni wabo dadewethu bekungamelanga ahlale careless, bekawathatha ahamba ewathengisa.
Asibuyi kuma background afanayo. So then lo mama bamthengele into enje kibo nami ngiyayifuna, and then mina like bengizama uku-impress abona ngitshontshe endlini ngithatha amafoni ngihambe ngiyawabambisa just to impress my friends. Abangani bami laba bakudala angisesabangani nabo.
He's been into so much trouble that the whole tension just overwhelmed us that we started pointing fingers on each other.
He was actually an enemy to all of us, but we made sure that as much as he's an enemy, we'll make him an enemy at the very same time as he's also our child.
So mina ngengaba yilomzali okwazile ukuthi ngicine ngibambe la isika ngakhona izwisa uhlungu ngakhona through isupport yama sisters wami, through isupport yabo bhuti wami.
Like impilo yami improve ngaleyo ndlela leyo ukuthi like la endlini ma complain asekho, like there's a certain change.
Each one teach one. Isebenzile kakhulu. I think after the program, that's when we saw, we'll say, this commitment in trying to do what is good or right increase.
What I wish for, I see myself being a life coach to show youth, to guide them through their problems.
You don't give up empilweni ngomntanakho. You always uhlale ulapho, ngiyazi kunzima, kubhlungu.
Life it's not easy. Life has challenges, but you have to face them. You have to think before you do certain stuff.
For anyone out there who is struggling with parents that don't want to listen, you must also understand where they're coming from. Don't just think that they're trying to punish you. They actually mean good.
When honesty, open communication, and commitment from the child come together with the full support of the entire family, change becomes not only possible, but probable. I think we all can learn a life lesson from these two young people and their families as they move from a place of challenge to a place of light. I'm Khalil Osiris, and until we meet again next week, stay in the light.